Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to Akim out there, pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And the name of this lesson is going to be entitled, AI Will Take Over all entertainment jobs, including OnlyFans. All right. And this lesson came to me while watching a video with this individual. I believe he's a passport bro, if I'm not mistaken. This video just came across my feed, and it said something. And I'm gonna play that video in a minute. But first, I want to play this video, right, to show you how realistic this AI has become. Okay, let's play this real quick. Oh, excuse me, Salakia.
I don't know.
Salakia. This looks as real as it gets. This looks like, oh, excuse me, Salakia. Let's bring that back. This looks real. This looks like somebody is actually filming these individuals, but these are not real people. This is not a real place, right? This is all AI, and you can't tell. You can't tell it's AI unless somebody tells you that it's AI. All right. This is how advanced it has gotten, and this was a year ago. Okay, it's only increasing to the point where there's people, right? A brother sent me a video where it shows there's people that actually are doing, they're actually I was watching a whole thing, a woman was going into different things about AI, and she actually went into the fact that she actually doesn't do a lot of her videos. A lot of her videos is actually her cloning herself, and it's actually an AI version of herself. But it looks just like her, and you wouldn't be able to tell because it looks like the realistic version of her, talking and speaking and moving, So a lot of it is getting so advanced that you can't even tell. Sometimes it's obvious. Because, and if you really look closely, you can see they don't move like a human in particular ways, But regardless of the fact, it's very, very subtle and very, very hard to tell. So they can also use this to blame the men of the Lord as well. Okay, but let's I want to go back to that other video that I was just watching before. Right? I want to go back here. And before I go here, I want to go to a scripture. Okay, this is Daniel's 12 and verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end." That's dealing with the scriptures. And the book was sealed up until the time Yahweh Shai went upon the cross, and was crucified and rose again, right, after the third day. And what happened was the seals were opened, the seals were broken, and the understanding of this book was given unto the elect. Okay. And it says, "Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." And how are we able to run to and fro? You have airplanes, you have train systems, you have cars. So you're able to go places, that our forefathers weren't able to go, places, in such a short period of time. You got people who travel the world, within a year, within a couple years, whatever. So these are things that weren't able to be done back then, but it's because the knowledge has increased. Okay. And an example of this knowledge increasing on and it's increasing on a fast, how would you say it? An exponential rate, to the point where, you have AI now, you got ChatGPT. You could ask it anything. Listen, you don't need Google anymore. Okay. You understand? So that's one thing. And I want to go to Isaiah, the 19th chapter as well, because this is going to be a cause, and it's already a cause of stealing a lot of people's jobs, a lot of humans' jobs. And this is all part of the plans of the elites, right? Because they want you to be in a desperate state. This is I'll jump down to verse. And it's funny because even Elon Musk mentioned that. You know, he said, "Oh yeah, AI is going to take over a lot of these jobs and blah blah blah." And they said, you know, will we have use for humans anymore? Not for most things. So you know, they know exactly what they're doing. These Edomites know exactly what they're doing. Okay. They don't care about the people. They care about their agenda. Right, there we go. Let's start at verse 14. It says, Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. Right? And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. See, America's just going downhill. I don't care what Donald Trump says. America's falling at a rapid rate, even faster because of this guy. Okay? It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. Egypt is a metaphor for America, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Okay, these jobs are going to be taken. Okay. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it. And the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Every one that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself. You know, and it's gonna cause people to rouse up. It's gonna cause Jake to rouse up too, right? When things get super bad, where they can't feed their families and so on and so forth, you know, and these Edomites show their hate, you know, with violence and all these different things accumulate, it's gonna get real bad. Okay. It says, everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of Yahweh of hosts, which he hath determined against it. So, hey, the work is going to be diminished. Okay, work is going to be diminished. You work in those office jobs, you know, where them women like to work, where it's nice and cozy, has the air conditioner, you know, or them work from home jobs. You know, you got brothers that work those jobs as well. But Yahweh Shai is with us. Okay, but these people, Yahweh Shai ain't with you. All right. Right. So when that time comes, you're through. Okay. Scripture, grinders cease. All right. It goes into the workforce. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, in that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, because the future is very, very grim. Okay, it's very, very grim. It's not looking good for you people, man. Let's play some of this video here. Okay.
The price of box in the next 18 to 24 months is about to go down. It's about to plummet. I'm going to explain why in this video, and this is actually going to be a response to International Zoe. So International Zoe, shout out to him. He's a world traveler. You know, he had a video here, and it's got some guys in a fluffle about the price of punani and how it's going to go up and all this type of stuff. He made some good points in this video, but I believe he overlooked some things. So I'm going to expand on it here. All right. So he's partially correct. The prices, and speaking of which, this video would normally be a Patreon video, but now you can kind of understand why I was suspended from Patreon for 2 months, which, by the way, is coming up. I can go back here shortly. Having these types of conversations and showing documentation and showing proof and showing websites. This is why. All right. So, but I can talk about it here and tiptoe around it. We'll be fine. Speaking of which, join the Discord. We have these conversations there in detail. Link is in the description box. But he's correct. In high traffic areas like Colombia, Dominican Republic, some places in Central America, because you have an influx of U.S. tourists, supply and demand dictates, prices are going to go up. But that's not the case globally. We're only seeing it in high traffic areas for globally rich men, which are U.S. tourists. But this is a claim that I'm going to hold to you guys, and you guys can call me out in 18 to 24 months. Prices are going to drop in Colombia and all of these places, especially if you look at Colombia, a lot of girls are cam models. Okay? A lot of women are cam models. A lot of these women work online and all this type of stuff with OnlyFans. I'm telling you, artificial intelligence is going to hit the online revenue streams of these females, especially OnlyFans models and cam models. All right? Hear me out. If we look at Google here, Google just released Google VO3. I don't know if you guys saw this. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on in AI, you should. And trust me, this is all going to wrap around. Google has trained a artificial intelligence model using all of the data on YouTube, the millions and millions of videos on YouTube. They trained this model. Okay?
Shoes. You go so fast in these.
This bag is available for my subscribers. Link below.
Okay, these aren't real people. These aren't real people. Stick with me, all right? What we're going to see in the next 18 to 24 months, they're going to start having AI avatars on these cam websites. Okay? They're going to start there. They're already training the models on billions of hours of video on servers. Okay? So what does that mean? They are going to have these Build-A-Bear girls on these websites where you can pick how she looks. Hey, I want her to have these tatas. I want her to have this. I want to have that. And you're going to have a curated experience in pornography to the extent that these women are no longer getting views. Hey, these companies are capitalistic. They're looking at it and they're saying, hey, why do we need to pay these women when we can create our own, where the user can create whatever they want in the pornography, and this is going to drive
12 colors.
Hold on, this is going to drive the women down to sell box in person because
it's going to how would you say, it's gonna dismantle that economy. You got a lot of women, they're living very, very high expensive lifestyles based upon OnlyFans and things like that. But when dudes can get basically looks like a real woman to do everything that they want the way they want it on these different sites, they're gonna opt for that. Okay, that's what they're gonna opt for, rather than having to pay these women on OnlyFans or whatever the case may be, which is stupid anyway. But you got dudes that do that, but ultimately, they're not gonna need that anymore. All right, so that's gonna be a revenue stream that they're gonna lose out on. So like you said, they're gonna be forced to go back to do it the old school way, so to speak. Okay, but it's not just that that's gonna be affected. It's all these jobs that these entertainment jobs, these movies. They could do whole AI movies without having actors in it, man. Okay, you could kind of somewhat tell a bit based upon the AI voice, but hey, they're working on that. Remember, this is the knowledge is exponentially growing, right? Look how realistic it looks now. It didn't look this realistic a couple years ago. Okay, now this thing looks like you cannot differentiate this from someone holding a camera to somebody, or it being a real person. See, the ones that he showed, the one that I showed before was even more realistic. Okay, in my opinion, the ones I showed, that the people look even more realistic. Well, this looks realistic too. This looks very much realistic. It's just when they add the voices to it, you can tell. But hey, Esau's working on that. Okay? Because guess what? This man is the great deceiver. And this is really a form of his deception. Right? Did not the scripture speak about how he would deceive the whole earth? He can create any type of event, any type of narrative, he could have you watching movies like you think it's a real person. It's not no real person. It's an AI, right? Let's go to Revelations 20 real quick. This is Revelations 20 and verse 1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more." So this serpent, which is really represents the Edomites, okay? All right, started with the Canaanites, and the Canaanites came back as the Edomites, all right? Their whole MO is to deceive the nations, okay? That he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. And that's part of, his perfecting his deception too. Okay? You got when it comes to his weaponry, because the scripture said that he was given a great sword, he's perfected his weaponry, right? The perfection of his weaponry is those ICBM missiles, which he's actually going to use to destroy himself. All right? But he has other things that he's perfected, different weapons. You can't fight Esau with the sword carnally. This is a spiritual battle. All right? Now, when it comes to his deception, that AI, that's like the perfection of that's like a perfection of his deception. Because he can have it where it looks like you saying something and doing something, and it's not you. It's not you. You never said that. Right? But they can make it, to the point where it looks like you're in the, you're at camp, you're in the same camp area, you're speaking, you're with the brothers, have the, the brothers' faces there, blah, blah, and you say a particular thing you didn't say. Or you did something that you didn't do. Okay? Remember, Esau, he's not creating this thing for the greater good. Okay? He's not about good. He's about evil. Okay? So you got to think, the scriptures say that their heart is deep in wickedness. So when they do these things, remember, they're thinking deep. They're not thinking about it like how you think about it. Oh, this will be cool. It'll be a cool movie. They're going deeper. All right? They're going deeper in their minds. This is Psalm 64:5. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities." That's what they're searching out. They're searching out iniquities. "They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep." Okay? So don't think that they're just thinking about it like how regular people think about it. No, Esau thinks about it, in the form of a snare. He thinks about it for the purpose of trapping, for the purpose of evil. Okay? So yeah, man, these things are taking over jobs. People are getting laid off. You got Elon Musk there, working with DJ Trump. And hey, man, things are moving. Things are moving. So I just want to do a little lesson on that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.